And that's PBS 4 News New York at 6. I am Ms. Green.
And I am Samir Lopez. Up next on the PBS Evening News with Mr. Hernandez, the evening news broadcast is coming to an end. After 20 years on the air on PBS, the broadcast is ending its era after more than 20 years on the air.
We will see you back at 11. Good night.
Lines.
Tonight, former President Obama responds to Trump racist post. And tonight is the last ever broadcast of PBS Evening News after more than 20 years on the air. We will have more about it later on. The PBS Evening News starts now.
From a bridge.
This is the PBS Evening News with Mr. Hernandez.
We start.
And good evening. Well, tonight is the last broadcast of PBS Evening News tonight after 20 years on the air. And more of that will be later on the broadcast. And we begin tonight where former President Barack Obama is publicly addressing President Trump racist post, depicting him and Obama's wife, Michelle as apes. Jessica Jackson reports.
Tonight, the former President, Obama, he discussed how there is no longer any decorum, and he said that most Americans still find this kind of behavior troubling. Jessica Jackson, PBS News.
And finally, when we come back, after more than 20 years, we take a look back over the past 20 years. We will be right back after this. Finally tonight, we have mentioned earlier that after 20 years on the air, PBS is now canceling our evening news program. The program was canceled due to federal budget cuts. We also covered breaking news and top stories every day. But starting tomorrow, new programs will be in this time slot. The Evening News Line from PBS News hosted by Scott James, focusing on major national stories, breaking news, and top stories, replacing PBS This Morning on the 23rd. Replacing PBS This Morning on the 23rd will be PBS Morning, airing from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. And replacing PBS Evening News Weekend for the 21st and 22nd, Horizons from PBS News hosted by William Brangham that began broadcasting on January 17th, focusing on science, health and technology, and Compass Points from PBS News hosted by Nick Schifrin with a focus on foreign affairs. But now, before we say goodnight tonight, we will take a look back at the past 20 years from the beginning of the PBS Evening News until the very end. So, for now, thank you. Direct from our newsroom in Arlington, this is the PBS Evening News with Lizzie Lopez.
Good evening. This is our first ever edition of the PBS Evening News tonight.
From PBS.
Do the same.
From PBS News headquarters in Arlington, this is the PBS Evening News with Scott James.
With Tony DeCopo.
Good evening. I am Scott James.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
Good evening. A Delta plane was taxiing down for takeoff at Atlanta when the right engine, number 2, was on flames. That is the PBS Evening News for tonight. I am Mr. Hernandez in Arlington, Virginia. Before we go tonight, our Live from America tour for last week was also postponed due to... And good evening. We are coming to you tonight from the Pelagon City International Airport tonight, where we are just hours away from the final flight of the Pelagon Airlines Boeing 747-400D.